around, I suppose.
And I shall start admitting people.
Cool.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
That's good. It's always good, isn't it?
Right, and they're all piling in now. Here they come.
Woohoo.
And now we are 10, and 2 of them are Ollie.
Excellent.
Which one's the real Ollie? That's the question.
Yeah.
So are we? Do you think we're all? Are we all ready? And
I'd give it another couple of minutes.
oh, okay, cool. Gives me time to get my. I think the way just to let everybody know the way that Ollie's going to run it while he's just adjusting his pink shirt and everything. It's going to be very focused on taboring, and not really focusing on the pipe at all. But at some points we'll be using some of MJ's music. She plays it on a G pipe in C, but you can also play the same tune. You can also play the same tune on a C pipe if you prefer the low fingering with a little finger over the end or all that business, you know, the low end of the spectrum. and obviously I think if Ollie asks you to demonstrate some tabering, it's fine if you sing and tabor as well. You know, that you don't have to. So we're not really focusing on the pipe at all, I believe. Is that right, Ollie? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So just mentally adjust yourself. You'll definitely need your tabor. It's up to you if you want to play along with a G pipe or a C pipe, or even if you're asked to demonstrate something, if you want to play, I think you can probably play on probably whatever pipe you desire. I'm guessing, is that right, Ollie?
Yes.
So it's the wonderful thing of being so dance centric that we're just dance obsessed, and then we got the tabering, and then we're gonna, if we want, we're gonna add the pipe as a bit of decoration on the top. which is kind of the way that Russell always seemed to like to do things.
Okay, I've actually muted everybody because we were starting to get feedback from somebody's system. So
Okay.
you will, if you need to ask things, you can unmute. Don't want to stop that, but if you keep yourself muted most of the time, that would be helpful. We were hearing a lot of clattering of people's tabors and sticks and pipes and things like that.
Yeah, apologies if that was me.
Well, no, there were other people as well. The light kept flashing around the line, and obviously, whilst we're listening to whatever soundtrack we're listening to, we don't want to hear your playing on top because it will come out of sequence. We've got 4 people with us on YouTube. And
hello, YouTube.
Hello.
One of them's probably me. I keep forgetting to add myself. So anybody on YouTube, there is a chat facility that runs down the right-hand side, and you can please sign in on the chat and let us know who you are, and you can participate because I'll be monitoring that and putting questions across if anybody has questions from the YouTube community.
Great. Okay. Well, whenever we're ready, what do we think? Are we sort of ready now, Steve? Do you think? Or
we're looking pretty good. Yeah. I can. Do you want to? Are you introducing it?
I will introduce Ollie, who will then lead it. So, hi everybody. Hi hi on Zoom, hi on YouTube. Great to see you all. This is a session. It's going to be led by Ollie Simons, a fantastic dancer, of course. Just massively, steeped in Morris dancing since a very young age. Obviously, he is our Tabor's youth liaison officer, even though he's now 21. But he is busily going to be training up his successor. Anyway, without further ado, it's going to be Tabor focused, and I'm going to hand you over to Ollie. Over to you, Ollie.
Hello, and good evening or good afternoon or whatever time of day it is to you out there. Yes, my name's Ollie. I'm the youth correspondent for the Tabor Society, and yes, they're already planning my change because I'm now old. But never mind. Tonight we're going to be doing a workshop, which is going to be very experimental. Hopefully, this will be an opportunity and a space for you to experiment and to try something new and to get ideas off of other people and their taboring. Now, in the past, we've done jig workshops where we've looked at the entirety of the pipe and tabor, so playing the pipe and the tabor all together to help spur the dancer on. Now, when Andy asked me if I would like to run something for this year's festival, I thought, what have we not looked at in great detail? And one of those things has been the tabor specifically. So the idea for this session is to experiment using the Ladies' Pleasure Fieldtown jig at how the different ways you can use your tabor to emphasize even, and to push the dancer and to drive the dance, to give that dancer the lift and the energy and the performance style that best suits the jig. So before we start, I'll quickly demonstrate said jig, so you guys can have a think about what you might do, and then we'll look at each bit individually, and then I'll open it out to the floor to see how you might tabor, and we have a sort of a time where you can experiment with your taboring, and everyone will get a voice and get a go if they so wish. So if I can share my audio. Not letting me share the audio just yet. Sorry, Stephen.
Says it's that one is muted as well. Your well, I don't know which one.
Yes, I've muted one of them.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Well, it doesn't matter if someone could play MJ's recording.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's not letting me share the audio.
Is it? Have you got it as a what kind of file is it?
Why don't you switch the one that you've got muted? Unmute that one and mute the other one.
Yes, could try swapping them over.
No, it's still not. No, it's no.
Maybe just play it and dance to it, because if you share it, there'll be a lag.
Let's try that way, the old-fashioned way.
Have you got original sound turned on? Original sound?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Please tell me if you can hear it or not.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Let's give this a go then.
There we go. So that was the jig that we shall be looking at this evening. As you'll notice, there are a combination of different things done in the jig. There are moments of low where, for instance, in the double step where you are just dancing on the spot. But then there are moments of great grandeur and joy when you do the jumps. So that's what I'd like to be looking at this evening, and to differentiate between those different movements and how to help spur the dancer along. So the first thing that we shall look at this evening is how would you tabor to the double step? So if you're not a Morris dancer yourself, the double step is just a 1, 2, 3 hop. So how would you make this movement using your tabor alone to differentiate between the stepping and the hop? And also, this moment of the jig is often used by a dancer to regain their breath. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. So how would you also reflect that in your taboring? Does anyone have an idea in how they might reflect this move in a tabor, on a tabor even?
My sense is we do the strong beat to give the lift, and then twiddly bits for the space in between. But we're keeping the strong beat, especially on the slows when they start off.
Okay, so how? So we're just going to look at the double steps, so the 1, 2, 3 hop. Would you like to demonstrate how, Elizabeth, how you would play for a double step?
Regular double steps. Something like that, but the slows would be different.
I would take I would put that drag in the hop place so that the beat would actually be the footfalls. Oops. Very much in the sort of Wortley approach.
Does anyone else have an idea how they might play for that?
You know, you could always do strong weak all the way through for the double step, or you could actually leave a space when you do the hop, and you could do strong weak, strong space, strong weak, strong space.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've.
That's exactly what I would have said.
yeah, which is more or less what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I must have a good teacher then.
So a couple of different ways have been voiced there. We're now going to collectively, but if one person would like to lead, we're going to look at those different ways and how that might, and we're all going to have a try if that's okay. So Elizabeth, would you like to do a set of your taboring, and I'll dance to it, and then everyone on mute if you would like to join in and see how this fits the dance?
Won't there be a lag between what I'm doing and what you're doing? A lag time?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Should be with dancing if you're following the music. If the dancer's following the music, you should be all right. Because there's only one set of music.
Yes. Lovely. Well, that was lovely to dance to. Thank you. And Stephen, did you have a different way?
No, that was actually sounding quite a bit like the way I do it, but we can try it.
Okay. When you're ready.
Hang on, got me original sound on. Let me just come in. Right. It's quite difficult not being able to see you.
Is the light going?
The light's gone. You need some fluorescent feet.
If I move closer, is that any better?
Yeah, you can't see the feet at all. Actually, it's most perturbing because I actually play by watching the feet of the dancer.
Let's try some magic here.
And unfortunately, with Zoom, if you see the feet of the dancer, it's too late. It's not in sync, so you have to just play the beat, not look at the dancer.
That's what I find very difficult is not being able to see the dancer. Of course, that's how I've played for years, is watching the dancer very specifically, but still. Anyway.
I suppose the key thing is that we can at least kind of debate, best ways of doing it and have a little bit of a go. And that's perhaps the best thing we can do on Zoom, really, isn't it?
Yeah. apart from having a musician with the dancer.
Yes, which we don't have the luxury of doing at this point. So, yeah.
So, almost.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, you just need to see my feet. The rest of me is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. Well, and then Andy, did you have another way? Not Andy. Sorry, the other chap. I missed your name.
Was it Jason?
Jason.
Jason, did you have another way?
Yeah, I had the way of doing. I'll it was sort of similar, but I was sort of quite. It was either this one, sort of straight through like that, or on the steps going hop.
Hop. We'll keep going with that.
Hop. Hop.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear different ways, and each of them had their own different emphasis.
It's gone quiet.
You've gone quiet now, Ollie.
Hello?
Ollie, you're on mute.
Who, me?
No, I think Ollie, one of your feeds has disappeared. Oh, he's I don't think he can hear us. I think he's got his sound on his on one machine and not on this one, so we can't hear it. I'm going to put a little flag for him to unmute. Hi, Ollie. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. You're on mute, and one of your feeds has gone. So the other camera has gone. So we can just see the one that's on the floor. Yeah, I think he's talking to us, and he doesn't realise that he can't see us. We can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Ollie.
But it's quite interesting to work out what it is he's actually trying to say by what he's doing.
I've just sent him a message.
Can you actually unmute him? Because my
no, I can't.
Oh, okay.
All I can do is send him a message to unmute himself.
Does someone have a phone number?
Could you not hear me on the other one?
No,
we couldn't hear you at all.
And, Ollie, what's happened is your other one has gone off.
Ah, it's gone off. Right. Okay, never mind.
So we had about 2 minutes there of talking amongst ourselves.
Perfect. Well, you got lovely views of my feet then.
We did. It was marvellous. We were trying to work out what you were doing.
So, where did I drop out?
Right at the beginning.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we didn't.
So just after your doubles, just after you did the Jason thing.
Right. Okay. Right. What? Explaining the differences between them.
No, it was just after I played, and then you sort of went on mute.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Lovely. Would have thought after 18 months of Zoom I would have worked it out, but never mind. So was both of those, all of those different ways had different emphasis in different places. So Jason's, yours had, to me as a dancer, felt like it was giving me more emphasis for that hop. So with that bum 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 bum, I felt like I was going 1, 2, 3 hop, 1, 2, 3 hop, having a nice big lift, which was lovely. And for dances and for jigs where you want to cover that distance and you want to really show off, that's a lovely style of taboring, because it gave me that push into that hop, but also brought me back down for the stepping. And then Elizabeth Styles' way of taboring was that it felt to me like it was lovely, and it kept me closer to the ground. It was nice, and for a jig, some jigs you want that stepping to be the time when the dancer resets and recharges. So both of them were lovely, and both have their place. And this is what I want to get out of this evening, looking at the different ways that the tabor might help. Right, hopefully I've caught up in fewer words than I actually said. So the next thing that we're going to look at is these hopbacks, which come at the start and at the end of each figure. And these are just hop, hop, feet together, jump. So have a little think. I'll just keep demonstrating them And how would you tabor, if you would tabor at all, to make these movements impactful and to differentiate them from the stepping? So I'll just demonstrate them again. Hop, hop, feet together, jump. So does anyone have any ideas how they might tabor for that?
So is it like ladies' pleasure? Dum 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 da 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 dum. Is that the part you were dancing? Like in ladies' pleasure, you know, dum da da dum da 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 dum.
Yes, I believe.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the end of the A music. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So how would you tabor for that? Anyone, please?
I've got a suggestion.
Excellent. Fire away.
On the third bar, when you're going back, I'd maybe do weak, 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 strong, strong, weak, and then off you go. So the jump is a hard hit, and a second one as you land, but not quite so hard.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Can you hear me speaking?
Oh yes, yes we can.
Can you hear Terry?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
What I try and do is play staccato for those little steps of his, and then a big one for his when he goes up. So yeah, play it short and the bigger one then, something like that. But it's difficult without the blooming tune, because you can do things with the tune as well as the drum.
Yes, of course, yes. Does anyone else have an idea? And then we'll do the same as we did for the stepping. We'll work together. No? Okay. Well, we'll look at Jason's way first. So if you want to unmute yourself again. And again, we'll just... if you just keep playing that way of taboring, I'll do it for every other time. So I'll do the first time, feet together, jump. I'll move forward, and then I'll do it again.
So you just want me to feet together? So it's just those two bars you want doing the second half of the A music?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do. Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Lovely. And Terry, would you like to lead your style of tabering?
Now, sometimes it looks a bit like Sherborne here, from what I'm seeing. You know, he's a bit bad. He's hopping on the first beat instead of the last beat. It's because there's a time lag, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Terry, you're on not on original sound. Could you put original sound on? Terry?
Yes,
Can you put original sound on?
it says original sound on.
All right, we lost it. Try again.
Yeah. Keep going, Terry, if that's okay.
Pardon?
Yeah. If you can keep going, because we're all going to join in. Well, muted, of course.
Is that the right tune? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, excellent. So we've looked at two different ways of doing those hop steps, and again, they both have their pluses, and they drive the dancer. And it's very what I certainly like to dance to is that big boom on the tabor when you go to do the jump.
Yeah.
It certainly gives you that drive and that oomph to reach for the sky. So the next things that we're going to look at tabering wise is how we would tabor for the slows. So the first set of slows in this are called Beetle Crushers, and so the way that they look is the dancer taps the foot out in front, brings it back, and then push, land. So looking at there's a tap, back, caper, change. So tap, back, caper, tap, caper, change. Tap, caper, change. So just have a think how you might tabor for the I'm off balance here, but how you would tabor to fit that dancing. So again, the dancer will have this little tap, then they would push, change, and then tap, push, change. Does anyone have any ideas how they might tabor for that? Yeah.
Huh?
That's yeah. So, could we hear the tabor again for that, Terry, please?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm off mute. Sorry. Yeah, I've got a suggestion. Sort of hit much harder as the jumping in the air and do rolls and little taps towards the edge of the drum during the sort of the beetle. Was it beetle crushing bit you called it?
Yes, beetle crushing. Yes.
So it'd be something like.
And any other way that someone might tabor?
I really like with Fieldtown Beetle Crushers to be really precise with a tap, with a sharp little, or even on the rim, and then a big lift for the caper, and a smaller tap for the land, the change. So it's and because it can look very, very neat, can't it, the tap?
But we do that as well with the rim, because sometimes just, can add some variety, especially when they're doing slows or leaps. You tap on the rim and it gives it a nice variety.
Excellent.
Yeah. Also, what I find is quite fun is to do if you're going to do like a little bit of a run around, because you sort of like building up towards the big lift thing. So I kind of quite like to do some little roll stuff that starts on the edge and goes in. So like that. Do you want to try that one, Ollie?
Yep. Just adjusting the light.
I'll just do it over and over again, and you can join in when you're ready.
Yep.
Okay, here we go then. Sorry, I'll sing the tune. Yeah, something like that. I probably wasn't tabering to the bit after the slows very well, because it's kind of quite hard without seeing the dancer, as everybody's been saying.
Yes. Okay, and then Stephen, shall we try your way of tabering this one?
A bit of a difficulty. I don't really know the tune. I've never ever done Ladies' Pleasure, Fieldtown. Played loads of Fieldtown in my life, and never played Ladies' Pleasure. But yeah. So you carry on. Because I couldn't work out how to fit it in without watching you.
No worries. I'm looking at the time, so if we move on to the other style of slow. Now this is called right toe behind for the dancer, and in this you've got the toe goes behind, and then the feet are together for this big push, 2 feet up, and then this very subtle leg out, and then it's repeated. So like the other one, there's these small subtle changes, and there's that big jump. So I'll just demonstrate that again if you're not familiar with the move. It's behind, together, up, out, behind, together, up, out.
Ollie, here in America, in the Pacific Northwest, we've heard those called orbits. Do you call them orbits as well?
Orbits? No.
Orbits.
No.
Those here in the States, that move is known as orbits.
Ah, I suppose. Yes. Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, God. See, we're all here learning. Well, I don't know. I'm learning, but I don't know if you're learning. But it's good. So, how would someone do the tabering for the orbits? I like that word. I'm going to use it from now on. How would someone tabor for this move to maybe differentiate from the other capers? Or...
For me, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
The emphasis in this, in the slows of Fieldtown, come on the second beat of the 4-bar bit. Yeah. Bum bum, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yep.
And it looks to me, I'm sure you're not doing it wrong. You're so good, but it looks to me as if you did it on the third beat.
I'm with the third beat.
Yeah.
You know, most Fieldtown slows, the push in the air comes on the third beat.
Not
I
in
think
my experience of other players.
what Ollie's doing is definitely correct dance wise.
Yeah, I think it's definitely it's the second beat. I think yes.
Yeah,
It's
because it's
second beat?
Da, 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 da.
yeah, it's behind together, land,
Out.
foot
Yes.
out.
So what is that figure called? It is different from orbits. It's similar, but what is the figure called?
Uprights.
Upright.
Uprights. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called an upright caper in the black book anyway.
Okay. Yeah, orbits are different. They start with a jump, so but they're kind of a similar back and yeah.
Okay. Ah.
Sorry, I didn't mean
right.
to be confusing, but
Oh, it's good. It's
so uprights.
the uprights. Yes. So, because you are doing this figure upright, you're stood. It's
And what I think, as far as drumming goes, is to leave the dancer space when they go up because they're going to land, and they take time to vault and time to land. So give some emphasis and space for them to come back down. That's all I would do as a taborer.
So oh, what's going on there? Ah. What's going on there? I can't see people. Can you see me? Ah, hello.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, we can see you and we can hear you as well.
How bizarre.
Yes,
Right.
we see you.
Oh, I love technology. So, would you like to demonstrate how you would tabor for that, Elizabeth?
Well, you know, sort of bring it back to the beat. So 5, 6, 7. Da 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 dum, da da dum, da da dum, da 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 dum dum. I can't tell if I'm doing it right because the video is out of sync with the audio, but
Well,
and I might put a roll. Put a roll in.
yes, a roll fits quite nicely there in the jump. It's sort of announcing the caper.
And I'd leave a space for the in the air jump.
Going back to the Beetle Crushers, is there much difference between the two for the tabering? Because you've got the big jump in the air, seems to be happening on the second beat, and there's a gap between the second and third beat, and then the other beats you're doing either rolls, some taps, or hitting on the rim, and then you've got the big hit on the second, slightly less heavy beat on the third, and those are the two big sort of power moments in both of the slows. Would that be correct in saying?
That is, yes. But it's down to the dancer to how they do it. I try to differentiate the two in how at the beginning and at the end. So in the Beetle Crushers, for me, I go tap, push, push, change, tap, push, push, change. Whereas in the uprights, I'm doing behind, up, and then a subtle placing out of the foot. In the Beetle Crushers, for me, when that foot goes out, it's more of a defined moment.
Okay.
Because I personally, I like to make the uprights as graceful as a 6'4" person can do it. So getting that different, the foot goes behind, up, and then there's just that little. It's just an ever so small sort of hop where the foot is placed out. So for me, there is potential there to Tabor differently, but these things come with practice with your dancer. Whoever's dancing it for you might do how some people do the uprights, where they go behind, up, and then do a big kick out. So there's or do a really big behind the foot. So there are. Again, it's all down to the dancer and how they choose to dance.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the last bit I want to look at, if we've got time, is how to Tabor for a galley. So a galley is this step, hop, hop motion. And normally in this jig, it's the time of which the dancer is doing a 360 turn and finishes with a feet together. So looking at what the dancer's doing, they're doing a step, hop, hop, feet together, jump. And this is normally... interesting noises going around. This is normally... well, it's done at the end of the chorus. So how would somebody Tabor for that? How would you differentiate it from the stepping or from the hop backs or from any of the capers?
I quite often put a drag in that point where you're actually doing the hop. So there's a definite step where you place a beat, where you place the foot, then more like that, so that you get the yeah, a sort of a, that's it.
Yeah.
I must admit, I like to really emphasise the going into the galley.
Yeah.
So whenever I dance a galley, I always think that it's like a 1, 2, 3 land. But that's just the way that I kind of feel it. I'm sure other people feel it slightly differently.
Excellent. Yeah. And any other ways? Okay. Well, shall we try?
Well, I just say, in not necessarily this piece, but in some pieces where there's a galley, I think it's like the ring, the rose or something. Where's my little pipe? When they're doing a galley, I might go. To sort of depict with the tune they're going round. You with me?
Yes. Oh, that sounds nice.
I can't remember what the rose goes like at the moment. I don't know that I do it in that one.
Okay, well, shall we try the taboring of how Andy said?
Okay, so I'll do just a series of galleys then.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go galley and up, land, galley and up, land, galley and up, land, galley and up, land, galley, galley.
Lovely. That's nice. Anybody else like to tabor for a galley? No? No worries. Right, well, looking at the time, I'm I believe time is pushing on. Is there any other aspect that people wish to cover or go back over before we call an end to this session?
I just remember, maybe this isn't relevant, but I just remember when I first started playing for Morris, I was playing the accordion and it seemed like it was just about notes, but it is not about notes, it's about footfall. So when I started piping Tabor, I learned fa-fa, 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 and I got the, the real footfall in my sensibilities. And I watched the dancers da-da, but then the lift. So it took a while to understand it as not musical notes, but fa-fa, 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 so I could lift them. It took a while.
Yeah, and you've got to connect with your dancer as well, because everyone will dance differently. But yes. Yeah, it's.
I'd just like to say, in my experience, and this is no reflection on you, Ollie, at all, but dancers and musicians can sometimes speak a different language. Dancers in a piece with 3 beats in the bar, 1, 2, 3, from a musical point of view, 1, 2, 3. Dancers only seem to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it, they all they know. So they talk a different language, which is very confusing to a musician. And I think that's where, because you're doing movements, you might do 5 movements within a 4-bar thing, from a 4-beat thing, from a musician's point of view. So, for example, when you put your leg behind, you've got to bring it forward before you can jump.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take 5 beats to do that. There might be 5 movements, but it's 4. Yeah, I think that's where we were.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll be getting into hemiolas in a minute.
Well, Ollie, I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job, with the constraints that we've got, in terms of Zoom. I think it's just amazing what you've been able to do, because you've actually kind of forced us all to think about these things and all debate about these things, and to be able to do that in the darkness in a pink t-shirt over Zoom is just absolutely amazing. So can we all give Ollie a big round of applause? I think he's done an amazing job, actually.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
And your enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, it is all about it's all about the dancer, isn't it? It's all about the dance, and you really communicate that is completely fabulous. So yeah, we are so lucky to have you doing this. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along this evening, or this afternoone, or this morning, wherever you are in your. I hope you got something out of this madness. I've certainly got something out of it. Looking at how different ways the emphasis can be placed, and hopefully you'll be able to put it into some practice or not. But either way, I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Yeah, it's just nice to hear taboring done lovely over Zoom, and hopefully we can try this out in person one time, maybe.
Well, it'd be fabulous.
We've got to start the Tabor session. It started.
Yeah, we have
2 minutes ago. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Close this and start the session.
Thanks ever so much, Ollie. And I need to buy you a drink at some point. So hopefully at the Winter Warmer or something.
I've got the tab racking up now.
See you at the session. Bye.